My friend invited me. This was my very first time going to a nightclub in Orlando, and he invited me. At first, I didn't want to go, but I said, okay. So we were there just enjoying, just watching people dance and everything. Everybody was having a good time. It was just normal, typical nightclub night.
Something we've all done, been out, hanging
Yeah,
out with friends, and then, as you're getting ready to leave, all hell broke loose.
exactly how it happened. That's exactly what it was. All hell broke loose.
What did you first hear and see that made you say, okay, something's not right here?
Oh, as soon as we were heading through the door, like, started hearing the gunshots. They were like, we were close to the door, so the gunshots were very loud. So everybody that was trying to get out through the door, they ended up running back in because there was no other way out.
Was he kind of blocking the entrance, so in order to get out, you would have to run past him out the front?
It was like a rampage, like getting all the people. Well, let's scare them so they could run back inside. I want them inside. Nobody could get out.
So
Everybody
as
just started dropping on the ground after they started hearing the gunshots.
you knew right off it was gunshots, it was nothing else, it wasn't
Oh yeah.
part of the...
No, my parents they have permits, and I've always been around, concealed weapons, and my parents have license for all that, and I knew that those were gunshots, and they were very close to me, so my instinct was just tell my friends to drop on the ground and cover themselves. But
So-
I did not know that it was going to be to that extent, to where everybody was just going to get shot.
So when you ended up on the ground and your friends ended up, there were wounded and dead already around you.
Yeah, because when I everybody just my friends and I, we got separated. Everybody, like, we threw ourselves on the ground. So all I'm doing is just covering my head for a couple minutes, and when I started to scan the room around me, to make sure what's going on, who's shooting, because everybody's just running, and it got dark. The lights went out. The first thing I see, like, right next to me are bodies, and there were people who had been shot in the head. So at this point, I'm telling myself, this is not somebody looking for another person, and kill them and run out of a club. This is somebody that, this is a massacre. Everybody's gonna get shot here. Those were my thoughts.
How did you protect yourself?
As soon as I saw people getting shot in the head, that was my instinct. I ended up on the floor right next to a little VIP area that they had where sofas and couches were, right there. So the only thing that went right through my head was just picking up the sofa, the couch, and just put it over my head and, pretend that I was already dead. Pretend that, he already shot me in the head. That was the only thing, what I thought of at that moment.
And then he came around and shot you in the back?
It took a while. I was there just listening and protecting myself, not making any sudden moves for like about a good 30, 45 minutes. I was just laying there. And all you could hear was people yelling and screaming and shots. And, shots were nonstop. I mean, it was horrible.
Did you hear the terrorist say anything? He was making phone calls at the time to 911.
I did not. I was on the floor, and there was so many noises. There were so many people yelling and begging for help, begging for mercy. Friends saying bye to friends. It was very hectic. It was horrible. So
Tony, you heard people saying goodbye to
yeah,
their friends
I
that
was
were
on
dying?
the floor. Yeah, I was on the floor, and I remember this. I I think it was a girl saying, "I can't breathe no more. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna make it. I love you." And it was very, it was horrible.